artificial boo. I don't like that boo. That's kind of artificial boo. I don't want an artificial boo. Let's try another boo. Let's try this one. See if this one's. That's artificial. You gotta have a. Yeah, that's more European crowd yelling stuff. I'm looking up. Good morning, everybody. Let me make sure. Uh, Maybe. I kind of maybe that might actually be. I'm not sure that that's a powerful boo. Like I think you need a strong president, prime minister forging boo. I've been having a thought. Hold on. Let me give everybody a chance to come in this Monday morning and let me pull up my comments so I can see what's going on. Hopefully everybody's doing well this morning. I'm thinking, I'm thinking that we don't forge leaders by cheering when they do bad things. I'm kind of thinking that we don't raise decent, well, we don't raise productive children. If we always clap and it's always good, everything they do is good. You guys ever see the videos where you had the kids and they're like dancing to nasty music? Y'all ever see that? Because I watch. I do. I watch. I watch. And I see it on both sides. You know how y'all privileged people do? When they got the little baby dancing in the trailer park and she's shaking her butt. Got the little baby dancing in the ghetto and she breaking it down, doing something. Y'all like, that's just horrible. And the parents are just clapping and the baby growing up like, this is good. I'm going to dance on a pole. I'm going to learn. Hold on, I'm going somewhere with this. I'm going somewhere. Hold on. Because I watch how y'all chastise these parents who are raising these kids to, I don't know, to become pole dancers. Not that anything wrong with dancing on the pole. I'm not saying that. I don't judge nobody. I'm just saying that they're raising their kids on less than wholesome music for a child to hear and dance and shake her butt to. Take your clothes off because it's hot. All that stuff. It's country music too, because I used to listen to a little country music now. Don't get me started on some Lucinda Williams and you can go back to Kenny Rogers. I used to listen to a little something too. To get down into the blues, talk about the woes and the problems of poverty and scarce society. Want to cut my neck, shoot my baby girl. The same thing in country music you will find in blues music for a reason. And blues music became R&B and R&B became hip hop. It's all the same thing. Sing about the bad stuff. You're cheering these kids. They're doing bad things. Guess what they're going to do when they grow up? They're going to do bad things. That's how it works. If you reinforce positively bad behavior in children, bad behavior will happen when they're little. You teach them to shake the booty. Like, I can't get that high. I can't shake my booty. I'm not going to shake my booty. You teach kids shake the booty when they're little. What they going to do when they're big? How you think they're gonna think they get a man? They're gonna shake the booty. How you think if you teach them when they're little babies, put on lipstick and put on some tight clothes, some tight pants? I know. I see what y'all do with these little baby girls because their mama's dressed that way too. Not that I'm just hating. I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I'm a guy. If I was president, y'all hate me. We'd have the Spandex Act of 2018. Everybody with a nice booty got to have on spandex. I know. They'd be like, he's a man. He's a hater. He's a horrible, horrible president. That's what I'm saying. You don't ever want anybody to be president. My experiences are this small. I live in this corner of the world. I grew up with this kind of people. I went to this high school and that college, and then I work with these people, and that might be big to me because I'm meeting all kind of new people, but for the sense of the world, it's small. If you don't want to wear tight pants, you don't want me for your president of the world. You don't want that. It'll just be one man in the whole world. All right, let me stop. So, but seriously. If you reinforce bad behavior in children, you will raise monsters as adults. If you reinforce bad behavior in presidents, prime ministers, leaders, congressmen, if you cheer when they're bombing babies, when you cheer when they're launching drones, you give them the Nobel Peace Prize when they drop 26,000 bombs on human beings. They use white phosphorus. Still today having birth and side effects from white phosphorus in Iraq, let alone Vietnam, who years, decades later, they still have infertility rates and massive birth side effects because of all the DDT and everything we sprayed all over Vietnam so they can make some money. The problem is, though, they did this. After a while, they stopped doing that, but they didn't stop doing that till hundreds of thousands of people died. What if we were smart enough? Like, well, what if? And I guess I'm not talking to the right. I'm not talking to the right. I'm talking to the right and the left, right? Because the left is hating on the president because, all right, I was about to say a bad word. No, they're hating on the president because they want their corrupt bastard in place of this elite, rich, wealthy, corrupt bastard that doesn't care anything about poor people. Right? No one around the earth. He cares about money. That's what he is. He's a rich person. Don't give me the hating on Trump face. I'm not hating on Trump face. Trump is who he's supposed to be. And don't give me the, oh, you're hating on Obama face. I'm not hating on Obama either. Obama's who he was raised to be. Some of y'all, I know they go back and forth. Well, Trump was raised to be a racist, but guess what? He's not that racist. I don't see anything that's any more racist than what the left does. And they say Obama was MK Ultra. He's a Manchurian candidate. Yeah, okay. You know, he did some things that made no damn sense in logic of human rights, respecting, loving babies, being a parent. Made no damn sense. So maybe, I don't know. But everything he didn't do was completely horrible, right? It's always a little bit of good with the bad. But the problem is, you take these leaders seriously, right? You take people seriously who won't even call you back. They won't text you. You can't even go see them at the White House. You take them very seriously. You always clap because you're afraid the other side is going to talk bad, and you say, I'm gonna escalate. And so when they say something bad about the president, I'm gonna say it's perfect. He got angels and he poops rainbows. You know, you're using your ego to get back at a moron, right? And what does that make you? It makes you a moron. Actually, it makes you something worse than that, right? Because these are very serious times and these are very serious matters. Children are dying every day because of these bastards, right? In Washington, not new bastards, because they're old bastards too. And I don't know who the bastards are, the old dirty bastards. I don't know who they are. I'm not saying that Trump is one, and I'm not saying Obama's that the one. I'm just saying that whatever y'all do, this voting thing, and this cheering, acting like the angels, and they're really doing demonic, satanic acts all over the planet, it's not leading anywhere good. I think you have to manage your president. And I think you got to ignore the jerks or the morons on the either extreme side. I think that you got to be an adult, and I think that you should be as smart as the dumbest parent. And when your child does something that's dangerous, you chastise them. You don't worry about what anybody else is saying. Don't worry about, I had teachers used to say that. You sit in your space, Gerard. You don't worry about what the other kids are doing. Don't worry about what the other kids are doing. You know, you're a little older. You're a little wiser. You're a little smarter. You're not worried. You're in the 7th grade. You're not worried about what the kindergarten kids are doing. You're walking down the hallway and they're spitting gum at you. You know, you step out of line, you're going to get in trouble because school's indoctrination. When you're in line, you got to stay in line. They're teaching you to be a troll and a clone. You got to do what they say in school. But seriously, very seriously, we have to raise presidents. Like back in corporate America, we had this thing called managing your manager, right? Where you don't always do everything they say. You have to question them within limits to a degree. Otherwise, they become monsters of managers. They become slavers. They think that you will do anything they tell you what to do, right? It's like Weinstein, right? And even sexual abuse and like the mind of the abuser. If they're constantly convincing you that they have power over you, they can get away with anything. You know, Obama convinced his people who were totally into him that he could murder people and it was a good idea. They said, okay. He convinced them we don't need to label GMOs. They said, okay. He convinced them we don't need to legalize marijuana and reduce the war on drugs and pull slavery back a little bit. They said, okay. He convinced them of all these things and they went for it and they refused to chastise him. You ask me, I can tell you why. I'll probably get in trouble if I say why, but it was mostly, okay, I'll put the soup out there. He's a very charismatic person, right? He's a very lovable person. So these people loved him and they followed they got wooed. It was a woo event. This is a woo event. The Obama administration was a woo event. He wooed everybody. He did, you know, he kissed you. Kind of got you in the bed a little bit. Just whispered in your ear a little bit. His cologne was smelling good, you know. And then, are the kids watching this? Are the kids watching? All right. Are my Christians here? Are the Christians? Yeah. Christians, go like this for a minute. Go like this. And Obama said, what did he say to y'all? He said, because y'all just like this. And what did he say to you? I just want to put it in. I mean, I'm not going to do nothing. I just want to put it in. Let me stop. All right, done. Like I said, okay, Christians, you go like that. Go like, you can take that out. All right, kids, y'all come back in the room. All right, I'm just saying. We are in the same situation here. Trump has you in the bed. Trump smelling kind of good, you know. He's kind of in your ear, a little whispering, a little sweet woos in your ear. Woo, 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 woo. This is the time. This is the time. Say, wait a minute. Whoa, slow down, Trump. Hold on. Wait. We, you know, watching a movie, we getting kind of comfortable and stuff, but I thought you said we weren't gonna do nothing on the first date. You know, hey, whoa, why you what's that in my ear? Is that your tongue? Whoa, Trump, hey, ho, brother. You know. This is when Trump voters, but actually it's the left too, right? Because it's double ignorance. It's not just one ignorance, it's double ignorance. The same thing with Obama. You get to cheering these leaders because you fall in love with them. They woo you. You're infatuated with them. You forget the fact that you don't know them. This is the first date. Your daddy told you you need to be home by 11 o'clock, right? All right, I'm going down this avenue. But when you have to chastise your leaders. You have to raise them. Like I was actually looking at the news today, and I was looking at Malawi, where the president was coming back, the second female president on the continent of Africa, and she was coming back. She came back, and everybody's just clapping, you know. And I see the same things in the Middle East, right? I see the same things in Africa. I see the same things, like looking at the Palestinian stuff and going back into the history and like really trying to figure out, you know, why are we really here? What the heck is really going on? And the infighting within the Palestinian community within Gaza, and why they aren't coming together and forcing their leaders to do the right things instead of having them fight each other, and then Israel's coming in and fighting them, and instead of like coalescing as a unit and saying, no, we're going to stand up for everybody. They're cheering leaders the same way we do. They fall in love with them. They let them stick to But you know what? I'm gonna say one more thing on Trump, and then I'm gonna see what y'all are saying in the room. But he's a showman. You know, if you don't live in America, this is still for you, right? Because America, unfortunately, has the self-appointed position of police of the world. And if you don't have nuclear weapons, you don't get to say anything against America. So it's important for you too. You got some American friends, you need to whisper some of this woo in their ear. that you got to boo presidents sometime. You got to boo your prime ministers. You got to boo. You have to don't get lost in what the ignorant extreme, the children, are doing on the other side. You focus on trying to make your nation great. Focus on trying to make your community great. Focus on trying to make your leader great. Your leader will never be great if they have your total support. You know, there's a saying. What is that saying? Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. You know why we got corrupt government all over America, all the time, every administration, every damn day? Is because the majority of people who vote for them act like children. They act like they're worried about what somebody else thinks. They're worried about what the other side says. They're worried about that as opposed to forging and pushing their president in the direction that you demand that they go. Trump is an interesting character, people. He is. I know y'all know that. So he's an interesting character, but he's a showman. That is the first factor. He is a showman. Never lose sight of the fact that he's a showman. If you boo that man, he will not go on stage. He won't do it. Check out anybody in Hollywood. That's what he is. He is a reality TV real estate guy. If you boo him, he will change. When he's bombing children, you're supposed to boo. When Obama was bombing children, they didn't boo. So he kept bombing children. This is how this works. When he was supporting Israel, nobody booed. So he kept supporting it, right? Like, we have to really pull back, and we got to be honest. It's about integrity too, right? It's about integrity. You want to make sure your integrity stays intact. You don't care about Obama's integrity. You don't care about your congressman's integrity. Don't care about Trump's integrity. You make sure your integrity is intact with all communities. You make sure your voting record is solid. Don't make sure they're voting. Don't worry about their voting record right now. You think about your voting record and how people are looking at you. Your friends are looking at you, the left, the right, the conservatives, the liberals, the ups, the downs, whatever you want to. And are you standing up for freedom? Are you standing up for liberty? Are you standing up for human rights? Are you standing up for self-determination? Or are you standing up for crony democracy, right? Crony democracy where crowd rules and they can do whatever they want. Say, well, democracy is a good thing. Yes. And gang rape is a democracy. Think about it like that. Like I was posting this morning, we were talking about the media. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what is the point of saying America's a democracy or another country? We got a democracy. We're a democracy. First of all, democracy can be, it's just a tool, right? It's just a tool. If the majority of people have good things in mind, if they're humanists and they're parents and they're people of love and leave people alone, let them live their own lives. If they're people who actually do what all your gods tell you you are supposed to do, leave everybody alone. If they actually do that, then that democracy is a tool for use for good things. But if the majority of people are controlled by something, whether that be by gun, by gang, or by media, you don't have a democracy. You don't have a democracy. And if this can fuel, you don't have you have a crony democracy if the media is controlled by the state. Hopefully this can fuel you sliding towards being an adult and chastising a president so we can actually make sure things are done. Like, you know what kind of put this in my head too? I was looking, I know a lot of things I'm gonna talk about. I gotta let me see who's in the room. Trump went on stage and he said, yep, North Korea is gonna de-nuke. And everybody's like, yeah, they were going nuts on him. Yeah, they're gonna de-nuke. And I'm just sitting here like, oh my gosh. Like, you could literally take Trump, you can skinny his face up a little bit, put some suntan, some sun on him, some solar radiation, make his head a little darker, and put him in a nice $3,000 suit. And the crowd is the Obama crowd. It's the same crowd. He's doing the same things Obama is. He says I'm kind of sexy too. Like, to his community, he's saying I'm sexy. And I'm not putting myself in his community. I'm not, because I was not born a billionaire. You understand who Trump's true community is. I wasn't born a billionaire. But the point is he's a showman and you can guide him, but he's doing the same things that Obama did. So in 4 years or 8 years, kind of up to you, people are going to look back and say either he was a great president because the people kept him great or made him do great things, or he was a bastard like they're looking back and they're saying about most other presidents. You have to raise your president. You have to keep your integrity. When they do bad things, you boo them. You don't cheer them because they're on stage. That's what I'm saying. We need a crowd. We need pitchforks. We need torches. I love this particular picture because you can see what's behind it. I don't have to read it for you. But when we actually focus on the real problems, which is the problem isn't the puppets. The puppets are doing what they're supposed to do. Someone's pulling their strings, whether by gun, by force, by money, by bribery. None of that matters. The bottom line is the presidents in every country always do the same thing. If you focus on the puppet, the string pullers, the string pullers are watching you. The presidents don't watch you. They're just doing their job. But the string puppet, they're watching you. Are the crowd, are they buying it? Are they buying it? Okay, let's start another war. No, are they not buying it? They're not buying it? Okay, we need to pull them back a little bit. Like the puppet masters, they want to stay in control. And they're watching you. And they're watching to see if you have integrity. They're doing the same thing the other side is doing. They're watching you for your integrity. If they got you and you don't have integrity and you're still cheering presidents when they're dropping bombs on people's babies, they can do anything. They can spray chemtrails on you, right? They can put metals in your vaccines. They can give you synthetic drugs. They can give you forced vaccination is coming. It is a guarantee. Adult forced vaccination, what Hillary Clinton wanted, is coming to the United States. I guarantee you, and Trump will roll it out if you don't start controlling your president. That's how that works. And you might be in the Congo. I got friends in South Africa, got friends in the Middle East, got friends in Canada. If America does, if they get away with it in America, it's coming to you too. This is about us controlling the puppet masters. Anyway, it's kind of an intro. How's everybody doing today? That's what I wanted to talk about. I was thinking that that's where we got to go. We have to step back, and after elections, y'all, it doesn't matter who you voted for. Throw that crap out. Nobody cares. Nobody with intellect cares about who you voted for. Only dummies care about who you voted for. You did your best. You casted your vote. Now it's time to coalesce as a world, not a country, as a world, and force the leaders who are currently in power to do the right things. And if not, we need to get our torches and our forks, pitchforks, and make them. Who we got this morning? Who's in the house? Who's up this early Monday morning on the plantation? Colonizer Monday morning. Hopefully y'all had a good weekend. Sister Jamie over on YouTube, good morning. What you got to say, sis? Yeah, after North Korea destroyed the mountain with radiation. Or yay, after North Korea destroyed the mountain with radiation. I don't know that, well, I'm not sure what we're talking about there, but I do know that, you know, North Korea, they're done testing. They're not going to test anymore because they have their nuclear weapon, right? Like, you know, people on one side say, well, Obama, you know, he helped probably because he left North Korea alone. He left them alone, and that way he didn't antagonize them. And the other side say, well, Trump antagonized him, and because he antagonized him, that brought him to the table. And the reality isn't that way. The military-industrial complex said, Obama, you leave him alone, give him time to make his nukes. They left him alone, gave him some time to make the nukes. And Trump came in the deep state, the military-industrial complex, the puppets, the Illuminati, whoever controls all the countries in the world, said, okay, now you start screaming at him, call him Rocket Man, get him pissed off, get him to step things up. And he stepped things up and finished. Now he has nuclear weapons. It's over with. It's done. North Korea is a world power now. Nobody's invading. Nobody's doing it. He is not de-nuking. De-nuking is not a thing. He's not going to get rid of any of his nukes. Listen to what your president is saying. He's lying. He's lying. It's not going to happen. He will go over there and meet with them. America has nothing to do with it. North and South Korea are making their peace, and they'll go over there and they'll save face, and they'll come back and say things like de-nuking. North Korea is going to manufacture these nuclear weapons in mass production because now they know how. They're going to have hundreds of them like everybody else. Your country has them, so they will have them. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking right there. So if that was in regards to testing, then yeah, I mean, the testing for the most part is over because he has nukes. So he won. He won. No, Obama didn't win. Trump didn't win. America didn't win. North Korea won. Kim Young Dum Sum Il, he won. And let's just say it for what it is. It is a strategy world game. They're just playing everybody on all these narratives, and we got to not be played. That's my point. Hey, hun, good morning. Good morning. Who we got? Crystal, good morning. Brother Gown, how you doing? Diane, good morning from South California. We got Jasmine and Sharon. Not to mention the pedophiles. Oh, Sharon, hit the pedophiles. Yeah, I mean, because it's the same thing. If you cheer for these leaders, no matter what they do, they can get away with anything. You think Pizzagate is bad? Whether you think Pizzagate is real or not, look at the UK. They had a true Pizzagate. It was no pizza. It was just little children. If they can bomb and murder little children, white phosphorus and drones, and you're okay with that, and you're cheering that like that's a good thing, they will do anything to you, your children, or your neighbor's children. So in terms of pedophilia, that's nothing. In terms of Hollywood pedophilia, of course it's nothing. It's not significant to their business. The only thing they do are things that are significant to their business. Brother Paul, good morning. And we got Grace, good morning. Sister Chris, at least you aren't watching, at least you aren't wearing loose pants that fall off your butt. Good morning, Grace, Brian, who's been going down. Wilhelmina, good morning from Russia. I think you're in Russia. Aren't you in Russia? I don't know where you are. Brother Mark, I thought you would. Chris, let me see. Truth Gerard about corporate managers. Yes, Chris, you have to walk your corporate, you have to manage your manager, right? That's how this works. The slave plantation owners, they only did as much as they could get away with. Your boss will only do as much as they can get away. If you will let your boss sleep with your wife, if you will cheer your boss sleeping with your husband, these psychopaths will do it. But you have to raise them. You have to take the person with the fingers on the nuclear weapons and the drones and all of this stuff. You got to take them as serious as you take your boss. You got to take them as serious. You know, it's funny sometimes, Chris, I think about it like people will quickly chastise, the person they're in a relationship. They'll come down on their wife or their husband real quick. Why can't they come down on their presidents? Why can't they come down on their leaders? Why can't they come down on their bosses? And sometimes you gotta get them drunk, tell the truth. That's the other thing we did, Chris. We used to take them out, corporate America. Oh, it's Thursday night happy hour. Thursday nights, that's when people in oppressed societies and economies, we pretend we're okay with slavery and forced labor and mortgages and all this stuff. And we go out Thursdays and we get drunk and pretend that that's partying, that's having fun. This is wholesome. This makes us feel good about it. And we get the managers drunk. And the truth comes out their mouth. I'm not going to talk about this weekend. Oh, I got Brother Harsh drunk. I didn't get him drunk. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. I had a few drinks on the live stream. The truth started falling out of his mouth. After a while, I was like, all right, I'm going to turn this one off. Yeah. But you get them a little inebriated. They start telling the truth. And that's how we knew the merger wasn't going to go the way we thought it was going to go. That this was not truly a merger, but an acquisition. It's time to jump ship. But, you have to do that. So maybe somebody needs to go get Trump drunk. Maybe you go get him drunk somewhere here, tell us all the truth. It's aliens, man. We got aliens. I met them. They scary as all hell. Got green eyes, big head. Brother Ron, good morning. Good morning. Ann is in the house. Let me see. What is it? An excuse I've also heard from Obama's actions is that the deep state got him. His charisma made him a good manipulator. He was a fantastic manipulator, Ann, but they all are. They all are, right? When they can get the crowd roaring, great things. Yes. Woo, go get them. Bomb those babies. Yes, go get them. It's going to be a good thing. It's going to end up well. When they get people doing that, they can get away with it. And that's why they only pick charismatic people, right? That's why they pick people who can make you look like a fool. They know what they're doing. Hillary Clinton couldn't make people look like fools. She was like packing stadiums like nursery rooms. She had, how many people were showing up? The Bernie people were like, oh, hell no. They said, listen, I'll throw the election. I won't vote. I'll vote Joe Stein. Some of them voted for Trump, but then we're not voting for Hillary. I think that could partially be it, and is that Obama was charismatic. Trump is charismatic. Hillary just didn't care. She's not charismatic. She couldn't get the crowd cheering, giving the whole world to Wall Street. That might be it. You could definitely be on something right there. Good morning, Kimberly. and Crystal and Jules, and who else we got? We got brother Braden in the house getting us off grid. We got Tammy Stone. What's that? Kanye proves Trump. Kanye proves Trump. Oh no, Kanye loves Trump. Yeah, well, I don't think he does. Actually, Chris, I don't think he does. I was thinking about it this weekend. We talked about it for a little bit. I went to my authorities on entertainers and Wall Street and Hollywood and the military industrial complex. And consensus on the street on that one is Kanye doesn't love nothing but Kanye. Because what happened, I won't talk about it, but you have this entertainment industry. They have to say whatever their audience wants them to say, right? And so you had John Legend come out on one side. His audience wanted to hear Trump is a racist, and so he said that to him in text. And Kanye came back on the other extreme, retarded, stupid side. Trump is perfect and an angel. He poops rainbows. But I don't think either knows anything about politics. I don't think either of them reads laws. I don't think either of them lives in the communities that are going to be affected most by whatever Obama did or Clinton would have done or what Trump is doing. So I don't think Kanye loves him. I think Kanye is trying to sell records. Doesn't he still sell records? I think he sells records. I think he's just trying to, he knows that'll give him that Dennis Rodman alternative view. Not that he's the opposite of truth, but that he's the far extreme of the lies on the other side. That's kind of that's how I viewed it. So I don't really pay no attention to it. Brother Malik is in the house. That's my brother from way back. We were conspiracy theorists from the very beginning. He was one of them brothers, one of them big brothers used to teach me. Man, we we grew up together. All right, who else we got? We got Grace and we got, let me see. What'd you say, Grace? Nice pitchforks. We'll tune in later. Okay, Grace is gone. Grace, I say hi, you gone. You already gone. You'll see it later. But that's what the pitchforks are for. We have to take out the torches and the pitchforks, and the people with integrity. Not everybody. I'm not. If you don't have integrity, I'm not talking to you. I'm not. It's like I said. I don't. If you see me sometimes, I'll post something, and I'm not that popular because I like to I want to know the truth. I want to say things that are true, and I don't care about your indoctrination or your agenda. And I still got some extremists. You'll see them every now and then. I love them to death. My extremist that is still, Clinton would have done a different, better job, and Trump is doing a fantastic job. I'm not talking to you. I love you. I don't think that you're where a lot of my friends are getting to. People with integrity. That's what I'm talking about. We got to have integrity and stop worrying about what the other crazy side is talking about. Don't worry about whatever everybody else is doing. The teacher sits you in the corner. I used to get in trouble a lot. The teacher come in and the teacher put you over in the corner and you got to sit there like, all right, Gerard, don't look at the classroom. You got to turn the desk around. Y'all remember those desks? The desk where you sit in the desk and the chair were attached. Your kids with laptops now, they get you school. Y'all don't understand what I'm talking about. They take the desk and the teacher that put it in the corner, turn it around. You got to turn the chair around. Look in the corner. You can't even look at the other kid. Don't pay attention to what other kids are doing. Do your homework now. I told you do your homework. You didn't do your homework. I know. The teachers used to yell at us, y'all. It was crazy. We grew up in a crazy time, but it was crazy. But the thing was, our parents were allowed to raise us back then. Wasn't a whole lot of calling nobody for some child abuse back then. You used to get it, but they chastised us. Our parents, they used to take out the pitchforks and they used to take out the torches when we did bad things. And that kept most of us doing good things. But now they don't do that. But that's like a segue into the police state and how it actually makes sense. If nobody's raising kids, they're acting crazy, then the police can do what they're supposed to do, which is to go out on the streets of America and arrest children and throw them into prison. And the ones who don't want to be arrested, they're going to do what they're supposed to do. They have a gun, the kids have a gun, bad situation happens. None of it should have happened because it's all unconstitutional to tell people what to do, when to do it, how to do it, what to grow, what to carry, what to sell. It's completely against the Constitution. And somebody gets shot. That's why I'm not interested in whole fight the police thing. No, that's dumb. That's stupid. But, wasn't that a song? There were a couple songs. Oh man, that just came to mind. Growing up, it wasn't called Fight the Police. It was called Fight the Power. That one was right. It was called Rage Against the Machine. That one was right. Now it was Rage Against the Machine, not the puppet. Fight the power, not the puppet. Remember, they all begin with P's, but very different things. Some things perpetuate, and all the rest of them can actually fix things. But they were, I don't think it was F the police. I think that's what it was. But that's a good sign. Entertainment always tries to get you to do the popular thing, which usually is the dumb thing. But it's because the media controls everybody's minds, tells them what to do. Because again, if the state controls your media, you need to listen to another state's media. Don't listen to your king's media. Listen to somebody else's king's media, because the other king might say some true things about your king, but your media will never tell you anything foul about the kings and the lords, because that's not what they do. And so the entertainment follows along with it. So F the police comes out, gets everybody upset. F the police, when really it should have been F the legislation. It should have been F the people who are actually writing the laws. But that's where I'm going with that. Something else. Oh, let me keep reading the comments, see what y'all talking about. I had some news queued up, so y'all can drive the conversation or I'll drive it. Depends on what's happening. What you got? Hey, Hunt on YouTube, what you got? No, let me see. Obama should have gotten an Oscar for his 8-year performance. He was that good. Oh, hey, Hunt, but didn't he though? Did he? Did he not get the Oscar? He got the Oscar for the military-industrial complex. It's called the Nobel Peace Prize. He got it. Oh, he nailed it. He nailed it. The brother was so bad. He came in there, hey, honey, came in there smelling all good. Yeah. He didn't even say one word. Did he even get on stage before he got the Peace Prize? I don't even think he got on stage. I think he was still putting his shirt on in the hotel. I gotta go. I gotta get my inauguration on this morning. I don't know what I'm gonna say. He's putting his button on, and all of a sudden, bing, he gets a text message. What the hell? I got the Nobel Peace Prize. I didn't even do nothing yet. At that moment, he should have knew that this is a scam. He should have ran. It's like, when things don't smell right, y'all always run. Listen, always have minorities everywhere you go. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you, I'm on a segue. Hold on, listen. Always have a minority wherever if you're going somewhere you've never been before, take a minority with you. And what I mean by that is a poor person. It could apply. It's not a racial thing. Could apply. If you're going to a wealthy white community, you need to go to the trailer park. Get yourself a canary, right? Get yourself a canary in the coal mine. If you're going to a wealthy black area, go find a really poor black person. Take them with you. It's like a canary in a cage. Don't put them in a cage. Y'all know what the canary in the coal mine was? Anytime something ain't right, something don't smell right, run. Just run. Run. Like that comedian said, he said, if you're in a crowd, your friends, you're outside, stadium, something happened, all of a sudden all your black friends run. Run with them. Just run. Just go. Something ain't right. Doesn't matter. They can smell it better because they know, because they're in that country. In America, they tend to be on the lower echelons in most areas. Not every area, most areas. And so they're on the lower echelons. They will know when something bad is about to happen. They'll sniff it out. They'll see it. They'll read the play. It's kind of like football. I don't know about no football, but my friends, I used to play football, but I gave up on that. I had no time for that. But look, my friends will read the play. Look at this play. Look at defense setup. They'll know the play to set up. Okay, there are holes over there. The linebackers gonna run through over here. They know the play. They can see everything being set up. They'll call in on the mic. Okay, what you need to do is move over to 7-4, 7-4, 3-2. And then move over. That's what you need. So I think Obama, I think he got that text message while he was putting on his shirt. You got the Nobel Peace Prize. I think at that moment he should say, you know what? I think I might have been set up. At that moment he said, you know what, Michelle, maybe we need some tickets. maybe we should go to South America for a little while. I'm not sure that this presidency is going to be what I thought it was going to be. All right. That's what but he got the Nobel Prize. I posted it this morning. I didn't even go to the thread to look at it because I know what it's going to do. What did I say this morning? I think I said something like Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize. No, I didn't say that. What I say? I said I said the military-industrial complex is going to get the Nobel Peace Prize again because they got it this 8 years, because they got it the last 8 years, and that's the truth. That's the true story. True story. I know they'll put Obama in there and they'll put Trump in there because they know it triggers your little identity politics things, make you're an intelligent person, but it makes you act and do stupid things and clap for dumb things. So they'll put that there so the people who love Trump say, yeah, Nobel Peace Prize, because that's what they're going to give it to him for, because North Korea is going to de-nuke. Meanwhile, they're not going to de-nuke, but they said the word Trump, so everybody's over here clapping, and everybody on the other ignorant Obama side said, no, boo, but this is how it works. But you never look at the puppet master. You never focus on the puppet master, and that's what makes fools of us. So I think he already got it, hey, hon. I think he already got it. I think he got it. Now, mind you, they probably let him hang it up. Like they'll get a Peace Prize, and he's probably hung up on the Obama mansion right now. Because you know they don't live in no box. Them getting that $400,000 for speaking to Wall Street, they got millions upon millions now. They might even have hundreds of millions by now. You know, because that's that payment for doing what the military-industrial complex tells you to do, to not having any integrity and ethics and standing up to them like JFK and saying, no, maybe we shouldn't be murdering children, right? So he got it hung up, and if things don't change, Trump's gonna get his. He'll hang it up, but that's not the prize. That's just a little plaque. The prize is the hundreds of billions of dollars made on murdering people, stealing their lands, and keeping the colonization and the colonies moving forward. That's how all that works. There was something in the news I wanted to jump on. I didn't show none of the news today, but there was something that kind of gave a look. Oh, I know what it was. Do I have time to show it? I don't have time to show it. I'll tell you about it. I'll post it. You can actually watch it. So it's not Zimbabwe. It's what country is that? I have to click and go down. But so Britain doesn't want to give it back. So long time ago, there was something called colonization, and the colonizers went around the world. They murdered a bunch of poor people who had sticks and rocks. They killed them all, raped them, stole what they could, and took it back to their countries. And now one of the countries is trying to get it back. Britain went over to where is it? Ethiopia. That's who it is. Ethiopia. So Ethiopia, they want all this stuff back. They're like, Britain, y'all didn't apologize for colonization. Everybody knows that you came to our country, murdered a bunch of people, you stole our artifacts, and you took them home. And so they want them back. Let me see if I can pop that up for a minute. They want it back. And Britain saying, hell no, you can't have it back. We apologize for colonization, but we really didn't apologize. We really weren't sad. We were just pretending to be sad.
Victoria and Albert Museum. Ethiopia first officially requested that the objects be returned in 2007. The V&A says it's ready to give the artifacts on a long-term loan basis, but Addis Ababa has rejected that offer, saying it wants all of them back permanently.
After these historical artifacts, we have seen what's happened around the world when we have left things there. I mean, I could point you perhaps, say, to Iraq, Syria, and what happened with Islamic State. Absolute nonsense. As long as we're willing to give them out on long-term loans, I think that should be the end of the matter.
This is an entirely colonial narrative, and I think it is extremely condescending to say that these nations are unstable and therefore cannot provide protection for those looted artifacts. They have sufficient capacity to do this.
Yes, we did take them, but is even Ethiopia's slate completely clean on...
You watch the whole thing. I'm tripping because I'm like, what? He said, yeah, we took them. Yeah, we murdered everybody, took all your stuff, came in your house, stole your furniture, your TV, we stole everything, murdered, raped your wife, killed your kids, everything. But what did you do? Didn't you do something? I know Ethiopia done did something. Y'all done did something. So I'm not sure we should give it back to you. But to me, what I see when I watch something like that, I just see this continued self-justification of all the wars. I see a continued justification. And when we come to your country and we kill a bunch of people, we get to keep the spoils of it. We get to keep the booty. Literally, we get to take the booty and keep the booty. And this is what they do, because people, they fall into the mindset, right? Like in the UK, like if I live in the UK, I don't know. I'd probably, if I had my integrity in the UK, I would say that's not ours. You got to get that back, man. You know, but if I had no integrity, I would think about, wow, we really don't have an industry. We're not making anything. I can't retire. My retirement package is not going to be worth much. I can't. And so maybe, you know, if we keep these things, tourism comes in. Maybe we need to make that a part of our economy or keep it. But that's how they take your integrity. They get people worried about money, right? Like this is how we lost all of our power. People who are worried about money have no power. Hold on a second. I turn my phone off. People who are worried about their retirement, they have no integrity. You can't have integrity, because you built your whole life up on needing this thing that's based on colonization mindsets. Like we have a colonizing model, and that's why I kind of like to talk about things in terms of the colonies, because all the mindsets are based on that. So that was one of them. I was going to show you something else. So I posted, you can watch the whole thing. Something else. I can do the news real quick here. Yeah. I don't know. I'll show that one. Election fraud. They're still talking about that stupid election fraud. They're saying deja vu. UK newspaper claims 2017 elections influenced. So they're saying Russia and the UK. Russia monkey with their elections. And I'm kind of done with that. I don't talk about election stuff no more. The bottom line is, if you don't control your media, you don't control your elections. The whole colonizer mindset means election lives don't matter. No elections ever matter. They're all rigged. I mean, we even look at the thing with who was it? Cambridge Analytica and what they did in Africa. They were rigging elections in Africa too. Stop it. All elections are rigged. The Cambridge Analytica, they just didn't pay the right people. And so they're coming under fire for the elections they rigged. But the reality is, in a colonized mind, in a colony, all elections, I think, have always been rigged since the beginning of time. I think someone always is in control of it, because if you control the election, you control the power, you control the money. So and what we're finding out now is the people in power always control both sides. They control the tops of all these political parties and groups in the seg. So I think all elections are rigged. I don't want to talk about elections being rigged anymore. They're all rigged. None of them are true. None of them. Voting doesn't matter. Your vote has no input, because you are a you got colonizers, and you got the people who live in the colony. What is it? The colonists. We're just colonists. That's all we are. Most of us, we're not even where we're supposed to be. Even if you say, well, I'm African and I'm in Africa. Yeah, but did you come from, what part of Africa you come from? Your people migrated. The climate's always changed. Well, I'm in Britain and I'm from Britain. No, you're not. You migrated. Everybody migrated, all of it. They're actually, and I know people get upset when I say this too, there are no indigenous people. We've all been moving. The climate's always been changing. We've all been migrating. They just put borders everywhere. And now they got borders everywhere. You have people arguing, fighting, and nationalism and migration issues because they can't cross borders. And so now the climates are changing, and more it's the economic climate change. It's not just climate change, but the economic climate changes. And so people are trying to go where the economic climate is more friendly, but it's this colonizing model. And so it's this, we keep re-justifying that the colony should exist, and it's even the colonists, but they do that through your retirement. So anyway, that's what I saw right there. Trump Nobel Peace Prize, you got to go there.
Well, digital marketing.
Oh, sorry, sister, you pretty and everything. And I might actually buy what you selling, but that's why I'm not watching. You fine little thing. Look at this, hold on.
Of North and South Korea saw the two sides pledge to rid the peninsula of nuclear weapons before year's end. Apart from nuclearization, I should say denuclearization, the states agreed on...
All right, I'm gonna stop. Hold on, wait. I gotta make sure I address it. I saw something. Brother Braden, I saw some. Stop. I just addressed it, man. If you didn't hear me when I just said it, the whole world was colonized. Everybody. Ethiopia isn't a thing. Even before, when I say colonized, remember what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Britain colonizing people, because even Britain was colonized. Colonizing is the anti-tribal, anti-cultural mindset where even in Britain, the different tribes started taking over each other, killing, murdering, taking their wives, and building this nation thing. And then Britain and France and Spain went around the world and colonized. So when you talk about colonizing, just like race and everything else, you can't go back to where you want in history and stop. You got to go all the way back to the beginning. Ethiopia isn't a thing as a nation, and it shouldn't even exist. Before Britain, even whoever got there, I don't know, whoever got there, before they got there, there were just a bunch of tribes living, and they got formed. So they colonized themselves, and bigger colonizers came in. Colonizing is the mindset of denying somebody else self-determination. Everybody stay focused on that. Let's not take this, these terms back to where they make sense in our modern world. Modern history, what they want to teach, take it all the way back to the beginning. We were all free people everywhere before the mindset of taking away another group's self-determination took over the entire world. It's not subject to one group or one race. We all did it to each other. And then some went to China. They got guns, they got fireworks, they put them on ships, and they made cannons out of them. And they did a better job than what were already happening in those areas anyway. So let's focus on that. It's not I don't want to group up and point fingers. The bottom line, it's the model. It's the system that's the problem. It's not any people from any group, not anybody of any color, anything like that. The problem is the system doesn't work because we're trying to tell each other how to live, and we got to stop doing that. So check this out.
On Friday to formally end the Korean War, which of course dates back to over half a century. They vowed to sign a peace treaty, agreeing to involve the US and China in the process. Now, the American President Donald Trump was quick to take credit for the easing of tensions on the peninsula, with supporters saying he should now get the Nobel Peace Prize. In his latest tweet, he suggested he's more deserving than the previous US presidential recipient, Barack Obama. And at a rally on Saturday, his fans seemed to agree.
The denuclearization of the Korean peninsula of North...
Now we started. I'm not going further than that. They're already cheering, right? But the problem is this was supposed to happen. Like another thing I say, all of our problems are in the mirror, all of them. Like if you're on the left right now, you're saying, oh, they're idiots. It's not nuclear. No, he didn't do anything better than Obama. And the reality is, no, he didn't. He's doing the same thing Obama did. And then the other side, like they said, Trump, he's denuked him. It makes damn sense. He made him denuke. Meanwhile, you're not using your common sense and your critical thinking. Put that hat back on and realize, wait a minute. I'm mad at the left, but I need to be honest. And no, there is no denuking that's going to happen. Kim got his nukes. He won this race. He now has a gun. He has a ship with a cannon on it. He can fight back against these particular type of colonizers, the American colonizers, military industrial complex, that want to come there and steal their resources, control their people, make one country out of it, right? That game is over. So, but people they're silly, right? They're silly. They take off their integrity so they can root and cheer with this tribal thing that they form. So that's what I was talking about right there. I won't show the whole thing. I'll post it. You can watch it. Well, I'll let him finish saying what he's going to say.
North Korea, the denuke. Denuke.
Denuke. Hashtag denuke. Denuke. And they repeat it over and over. It's like MK Ultra. The media is like a little mini baby MK Ultra. That's how it works. They repeat phrases to you. Denuke, denuke, denuke. Hashtag denuke, denuke, denuke. Meanwhile, North Korea is just like, those people just dumb as all hell. I hope I hope Kim's sitting back there. I hope my people that dumb. When we put our democracy in, because it's gonna be a fake democracy too. It's gonna be a crony democracy too. I hope my people that dumb and I can say things like, America, we denuked America. But did he say that anyway? Isn't he over there lying to his people too? And they're probably over there cheering him because they're scared of him and his gun too. But the difference is those people over there, they're not like, they don't have the information we do. They don't have the ability to go on the internet and say, oh, wait a minute, Kim is lying. That doesn't make any damn sense. We're over here cheering. So that's what I'm saying. We got to get our integrity back, people. But again, if you like Trump, it doesn't matter who you voted for. At this point, to me, nobody voted for nobody. I don't care. None of that. The bottom line is, it is a good idea to make Earth great again. And Earth will not be great again until America is great again. America will not be great again until Americans actually have say in their government. How do you get that? You need to show the puppet masters that they're going to have to cut the strings, or they're going to have to make the puppet dance the way you want it to dance. And that's only going to happen when people start booing and not cheering. Booing because what he said was bad, and cheering when what he says is good. That's for the left. They cheer when your leaders say good things. Boo. And for everybody else watching, your prime minister, whoever, you need to watch this, right? This is a scam. Right? But this scam was colonized and is rolled out over the whole world. Don't look at America and say, yeah, that's the way they do it. That's the way we're going to do it. We're going to vote, 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 vote. No, you're supposed to look at America, look at the UK, look at France, look at Italy, all over the world with the examples and say, you know what? They're doing that there. Is that really working? Is it really working out well? And then pay attention to people analyzing it and take the bits and the pieces that work well and the stuff that doesn't work well and throw it out. I found that to be interesting. Another thing, for my 20 people.
Someone would have told me 6 years ago
that
that little one-page blog I built would be responsible for generating me.
I ain't buying what you're selling because you're not cute. You don't see, but that's how marketing in America works, is what I'm saying. The media, they control you, right? So I'll admit, I'm gonna admit something real quick. I turned that commercial off. But that commercial, I don't know what they were selling. You know why? Because it was a guy, and I think he might have had a smartphone in his hand, might have been some lotion. I wasn't paying attention. It was a guy. I didn't think he was hot. The woman that was on the one, woo, that sister that came, I didn't see that commercial. I know what she's selling. I ain't buying it, but I know what she's selling. But that's how they get you. They take this indoctrination thing and they use it against you. So anyway, let me show you this. Check this out. 420. People marching for 420. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I don't think they said anything in this anyway. This is in Chile. They're marching for their right to grow a plant. Say it out loud. Doesn't make any damn sense. Say it out loud. Human beings that have been planting plants for the last 200,000 years, I think it's a million years. I think we go back further than that. They're marching for their right to grow a plant. Does that make any damn sense to anybody? No, because the colonizers, they spread across the world. Once again, they told you what you can't do. They deleted your history. They deleted your holistic medicine. They told you what you can't do. You believe that they actually have the right and the authority to tell you can't grow a plant. And so people can't grow plants. And how do they do it? They do it based on a force of, they're violent people and they got all the guns. And if they're violent people, they got all the guns and most people go along with it, they'll sit back and they'll watch them take your children and put them in cages, which is happening all over America. And that spread to all over the world. This whole war on drugs thing, it's just a colonizer thing. It's just the colonizers telling the colonies what they can and can't do. Telling the colonists, deleting and burning their history, deleting and burning their medicine, so they're forced to buy what Wall Street is selling. That's all that is. We need to take away this idea that they have a right to that. I posted something else this morning. I'm gonna say for a minute. I'm running out of time. I gotta hurry this up. Was that I wish if somebody got sent a UN an email, I would say something real quick like, the UN. Read United States Constitution. America, Wall Street and Washington, they're not supposed to have any guns. Because this is how this works, right? They get you fighting for gun control to take the pitchforks away from the other colonized, the other colonists. Meanwhile, the government you're doing that for, they don't even have a constitutional right to have a gun. You go there for a minute? No, they don't. Washington does not have a constitutional right to have a military. They never were. They were never supposed to. Why? Because the founding fathers that some of y'all hate because they did horrible murderous things too, but they did some things right and they did some things wrong. For the sake of their own freedom, they understood kings and lords do bad things when they have guns. They do incredibly horrible things when they have tanks and rockets and bombs and drones. But they don't have a right to have their guns. And that's why I'm not interested in the gun control debate. I want the crowd right here with the pitchforks, I want them to have guns. Because those are my people. Those are the colonists. They're the other colonists. I don't care what color they are, religion they are, if they're on the left or the right or this party, that party. I want the people around me with integrity to have some damn tanks. Because the government has no integrity. They're not supposed to. The kings and lords never have. You don't really have what's called a democracy. You have a feudal crony system where based on cronyism, and they look out for each other. Cronyism is just another word for feudal. That's all it is. It's still in the family, just the family's not DNA. They realize that when they marry cousins and cousins marry cousins, brothers and sisters married, and the head come out, the forehead got a lump and look a little fake and deformed and stuff. That's all they realize. They just don't want that no more. They want their people to be hot. So they brought other people in their family, but it's still a cronial system. It's still a big club. And you ain't in it. Focus on that. George Carlin knew what he was saying. It's a big club and you ain't in it. Something else I was looking at this morning. What's the headline on this one? Syrian army fights against ISIS in southern Damascus. The only thing I care about this one, I want to change the headline. I'm going to say Syrian army fights against Americans. Fights against the Department of CIA in Damascus. That's all I want to say on that one. Oh, look at this. They just had, I did a video, they just had one like 3 months ago. It's a thing. I don't know. Their media is controlling them. They're trying to get, look at it. They even pray for the penis. Hold on, wait. Look at it, hold on. They pray for the penis. Watch. Oh, yeah. I know my Christian friends are flipping out and they're like, is that a penis? Oh my God, pagans, colonize them, teach them the Bible. You know, and it's just like, come on, people, let's go. Anyway, I think they're trying to get there. I think they're just trying to get people to have babies because they actually want to, because they're building up their military. So hold on, what else we got? The Penis Festival, we got Iran is the world's, this is, look at this. This is crazy. Stupid, malicious, and terrorist groups. America's never done that. America doesn't do that too. He's talking about Iran. What else you got to say?
It arms It is an arms dealer to the Houthi rebels in Yemen.
It is an arms dealer to the Houthi rebels in Yemen, and Iran is, right? America doesn't do that. We don't ever fund both sides of every war. We don't give guns to both sides. We aren't the biggest arms dealer in the entire world. That's a little hypocrisy.
And Iran conducts cyber hacking campaigns.
And America doesn't run and do cyber hacking. Again, integrity, right? Think integrity. Don't think nationalism. Think integrity, right? Do you do it? If you do it, then don't chastise others for doing it.
And it supports the murderous Assad regime as well.
It supports the murderous Assad regime? How did Assad get in power? Let's talk about that, America.
Unlike the prior administration.
And wait a minute, murderous? Do we murder anybody in the United States? Did we not murder 5 million people in war since 9/11?
We will not neglect the vast scope of Iran's terrorism.
All right, I'm done with that. Terrorism is not even a thing. Terrorism is us. We fund it. We support it. We started it. The CIA. We still fund it every single day. Somebody was getting me the other day. I was talking about Israel and Palestine. And they said, oh, well, Obama, before he left office, he gave, what was it, 200 million? He gave 200 million to Gaza, to the Palestinians. And if you're not paying attention and you're dumb, you're like on the Trump side, people who still are in that cult, because that's what it is. If you're in the Trump cult, you're like, yeah, Obama did that. He's a bastard. Meanwhile, pay attention. And meanwhile, the other side, they're like, Obama did it because he's a saint. He's a good angel pooping rainbows. And the reality is that, no, it doesn't matter. The United States government is either bought and paid for, or one of their funders is Israel. Somehow, people love some Zionists, whatever. And every day we give, what is it, $11 million every day? So if we give $11 million every single day, and you're talking about 200 million one day. Obama, how long was he in office? 8 years. $11 million every single day to that side, and $200 million one day to that side. You mean to tell me that they're not on the same side? They are. Because Obama and Trump have the same puppet masters. If you're in Palestine, Gaza, don't take the money. Just be careful with it. Hold on to it, because it's still giving significantly amounts more to the people sniping your children who are peacefully protesting. Don't believe none of that. So I don't want to hear nothing. I get mad when I hear that stuff. I don't even want to look at that no more. Let me keep going. Look at this. Russia! Russia, they got a T-35 5 turret recreated for the victory parade. Russia, put that away. You're not scaring anybody with that. You need Russia. You talk about your nukes, but don't do. But see, now look at this. So now everybody is hyped up on war, right? Everybody's promoting war. Everyone's bringing out the tanks, and the people in Russia, because y'all get lost in it too. Y'all colonists over there, just clap me. Russia, we so proud. We just, the Soviet Union back in the day, and Gorbachev and da-da-da. They do that. They get the colonists cheering war. They get the colonists cheering when they bring out their massive metal murder machines of killing children and stealing what other people have. And you're clapping for it. You shouldn't be clapping. You should be yelling and screaming shame. You should be throwing eggs and rotten tanks and tomatoes. I say rotten tanks, rotten tomatoes and eggs at the tank, right? That's what happens when you have integrity. No, it is not a good thing. And it's not a proud thing that Russia killed anybody in any war. It's not a good thing. All right, let's keep going. Hold on. I get riled up sometimes.
The Fallujah massacre. That was when US soldiers opened fire on civilian protesters, killing scores of people.
Talking about the Fallujah massacre, I want to show you something
claimed
else.
that protesters opened fire at soldiers first, but Human Rights Watch never found any trace of bullets in the building the officers had been in.
She is a very good student. Despite her disabilities, when she writes on the board or in her notebook, it is very neat. She is one of our best students.
One of our best students. Her name is Fatima. She is 7 years old. She is one of the people you're cheering against when you're cheering the military. She's one of the people you're cheering against when you're cheering D-Nuke. She's one of the people you're cheering against when you cheer Obama and you cheer Trump, because you're not actually cheering those people. You're cheering the military-industrial complex that owns them, that took this child's arms. Look at this. This is when I get upset. I'm trying not to get upset this way. This is when I get upset. This beautiful baby. All right, I gotta stop that. I gotta stop. See, I get upset. I'm sorry, y'all. I do. I'm done. I'm done. I can't even look at it, man. I try to keep it jovial. I try to smile, laugh a little bit. You have to laugh at people who want to be taken seriously. Obama wanted to be taken seriously. He wasn't serious because he wasn't himself. He was a bastard. He was controlled by people. Trump wants to be taken seriously. I don't take him seriously. He's a bastard. He's controlled by people. He's controlled by the most evil people on the planet. The people that would take this little girl's arms. It brings tears to my eyes when I look at these kids. It does. It brings tears to my eyes that we don't have the integrity we don't have the integrity of a piece of bacteria. We are the most evil people who have ever seen the face of this planet. This child, this baby right here, just wanted to grow up in a world where the adults gave a damn about her, where the adults gave more a damn about her than they give about themselves. So I hate to end it on that note, y'all, but I'm a little upset right now. So I'll post the articles, y'all post the links. Please let the truth go viral, people. The children need us. If you don't look at this little girl in Iraq and you don't see, her as being your daughter, her as being your family, maybe you didn't get enough hugs or love, but I can't stand to watch stuff like this. I'm gonna finish it, but this is.
Well, there's been.
All right, y'all. I'm done. That's all I got. Y'all have a good day. We gotta find people, we gotta find the love. We gotta find it. Have a good day.